So let's start in a kneeling position. If you need to put a cushion or a between your thighs and your heels, then do so. We're going to be here for a few minutes. It will make you more comfortable. So this is Vajrasana, Thunderbolt pose. And we're going to do another pranayama this morning. So just checking I've got sound. In this pranayama, we are balancing the energies in the body in a similar way to Nadi Shodhana. You who are regulars in my class or have watched some of the earlier videos, that's alternate nostril breathing. This works on the same principles of balancing out your sympathetic and parasympathetic parts of the autonomic nervous system. Take your hands and place them under your armpits, thumbs up, so the thumbs are coming into the crook here, and gently pressing on the side rib cage. Obviously, if you've got rib issues or if you had surgery, then you want to avoid this one and breathe normally. But this is a really good breathing technique for calming the mind and bringing focus. So now we're just going to close the eyes and observe the nostrils. And what you want to notice here is whether you're breathing evenly through both nostrils or whether there is an imbalance. And if you perceive an imbalance, you can correct that imbalance, so it is said, by pressing gently into the rib cage on the opposite side from the blocked or lazy nostril. So if you observe that one of your nostrils is dominant, then press on the opposite side from the one that doesn't seem to be words, press on your dominant side. So the idea is that the nadis, which terminate in the nostrils, balance out the energy of the body. They balance out sun and moon, yin and yang, fire and water, heat and cool, masculine and feminine, and so on. So if you've woken up this morning feeling jangly, tense, hyper, then you need more left side energy, left nostril. If, on the other hand, you're feeling sluggish and sleepy, then you want to activate the right side. So I got up nice and early. You may not be interested in this. And we had a complete tech meltdown, which I hope is now resolved. So I'm going to really try and focus on opening that left nostril to achieve a state of calm. So if you've just joined, we're doing Padadhirasana, which is a nostril balancing technique for calming the mind. Hands under armpits, light pressure on the rib cage. Observe your nostrils, and if one of them is sluggish, press under the opposite armpit to achieve balance. And now take 3 deep, hopefully balanced breaths through the mouth, through the nose and out through the nose. And then gently release the arms and open the eyes. Take your fingers to the mat, either side of your feet. Exhale, drop the chin to chest. Inhale, take one ear to the same shoulder and stretch the other arm away. So pressing through the fingertips at shoulder height or on the mat will just increase this stretch, opening up that space at the side of the neck. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, go to the other side, stretching the arm away at shoulder height or pressing the fingers into the mat. Keep going with that. Exhaling, chin to chest. Inhaling as you stretch. Exhaling, chin to chest. Inhaling as you stretch. Make sure you've done an even number on each side and release the head to the middle, lengthening through the center of the body. Inhale, take one arm overhead and we'll do a side bend. Drawing down that right palm towards the mat, or left if you've got on that side first. Feeling that lovely stretch down the side of the body. Inhale to center. Exhale to the other side, stretching the fingertips away from the hip. Make sure you're not collapsing here, falling forward. So draw the left lower ribs up and forward a little. or the whichever side is on the lower side. Inhale to the center and exhale in the center. So unwrap the legs, stretch them out in front in Dandasana, press the heels away, draw the toes back towards you, sit as upright as you possibly can, shoulders come back, chest comes forward to get your height here. Draw your right leg in, place it flat on the floor, about a fist width away from that left thigh, and sit as upright as you can. So today we're going to do Marichiasana 1. We did number 3 earlier in the might have been earlier in the week, or it might have been last week, I can't remember. Lifting up here. If you've got a strap to hand, have it close to your right buttock. Stretch up your right hand. Inhale for length, and as you exhale, draw down towards your opposite foot. Now be careful here, this leg will want to flop out, so make sure that the hip stays grounded and all 4 corners of your right foot press into the mat. If you can reach your foot, all well and good. If that's not possible for you, take the back of your right hand to your left calf and come into an open twist. If you can reach your foot easily, try the bind. Take your right arm behind and your left hand comes to meet it. So your right tricep is pressing into the inner right leg. And then open twist to the left. Here's where your strap comes in handy. If your arms are nearly there, if you've nearly got the grasp and you want to just lengthen your arms by use of the strap, then use the strap. Important thing here is to find your height in the twist. You've got the option too of a forward fold if that's available to you. So choose one of those options that works for you. Open twist here, bind with strap, bind without strap, open to the left or forward fold. Marichiasana 1. Inhale, gently release, and we'll go on the other side. Stretch the right leg away. Draw the left leg in. Press your left toes into the mat. Sit as tall as you can. Have the strap handy towards your left hip if you think you might need it. Inhale here. Stretch your left hand towards your right foot or bring the hand to the calf. Take an open twist to the right. If you can easily reach your foot, you've got the option of trying the bind here. Oh yes, we're there. So watch that in an effort to bind, you don't compromise that front leg. Again, press down, particularly into the inner foot, into the big toe. Lift here, forward fold, or open to the right, your choice. Or you can just stay sitting up if that feels better for you. Lots of options. So Marichi means a ray of light, either sunlight or moonlight. Son of Brahma, great grandfather of Manu, thinking man, the Vedic Adam. Inhale here and gently release. Stretch the legs out again in Dandasana. One more floor stretch, then we're coming up to standing. So for this, take your right heel towards your right buttock. Open your legs so you've got a right angle here. Viraparigasana. Adjust your pelvis so that your seated bones are on the mat. Sorry, tech failures, they do something to my brain. It's that sense of absolute helplessness. Lifting here, stretching up, and then as we twist to the right, you take your right hand behind and your left hand across the body. Twist here and lift. Draw your shoulder blades together at the back of the body. Lift and lengthen. If you want more, inhale, take your right arm up overhead and see if you can come into a side bend as well. So it's a twist and a side bend, a little bit like Parivrtta Janushirasana, though possibly not quite so intense. But we're not necessarily going all the way towards the foot. We're trying to maintain integrity here. So lift your heart up towards the ceiling. Maybe take your eye gaze to the inner elbow. Maybe your hand will come to the foot. But if that means that you're compromising here in your hips, then forget it. Just stick with what you can do. And accept what you can't do. And that includes stopping your laptop from spontaneously restarting 2 minutes before class. Blah, blah. So just breathe here. Be conscious of the balancing breath, conscious of both nostrils working evenly. Inhaling and exhaling deeply. Inhale, come up and out of it gently. Undo your twist. Stretch your right leg away and we'll go on the other side. So bringing the left foot in towards the heel, opening your legs so you've got more or less the right angle here. Obviously, everyone's hips are different. If your hips don't go there, that's also fine. Find your length here before you twist to the left. Right hand comes over towards the left leg, left hand comes behind. So we start here with a twist and you can stay here if that's enough for you. Find length in the body. If you want more, draw the left fingertips up to the ceiling. Find some space in the body before you go anywhere and then come into that bend. And one side might feel quite different to the other. I can already feel my left hip wanting to lift off the ground. So I'm going to make sure that left hip goes back down. That left seated bone finds the mat again before I go any further. And today that's going to be enough, I think. So really important to listen to your body, make it a respectful conversation. Don't push your body around. Don't force it into postures that are too much. Just listen to the feedback that you get from your body, the biofeedback, the interoception, where you instinctively know that today a posture doesn't feel right, or does, or feels glorious. Inhale, up, slowly. Restack, release, release. Okay, so we're coming to standing at the front of your mat. Have plenty of mat behind you because we're going to travel back. Inhale, take the arms up and overhead. Exhale into Utkatasana. Tuck the tailbone under, lift the chest, sink. Draw the hands to your heart center and come into a twist. So you're going to twist to the right. Try and keep your hands at your heart center. Try and keep your buttocks tucked and try and stop that left knee from coming forward. I can twist miles here if I compromise in the pelvis, but I'm going to try not to. Put your weight into your right foot and take your left foot back. So we're in a revolve lunge. Again, we did this a couple of weeks ago, but this is where the sequence differs. Bring your back foot down and come into revolved triangle, pressing into that front big toe, opening your chest as much as possible and lengthening the spine as much as possible. Now bend your front knee, transition through warrior one, and then turn all the way to the left to both toes in so that your heels are wider than your toes and stand in a wide stride. I'm going to turn around here so you don't get to see my best feature. Open the chest, lengthen the spine, and come into Prasarita Padottanasana. Lifting your crown away from your tailbone, trying to get your chest parallel to the floor here, sending your hips back. Hold here for a couple of breaths and then float down towards the floor. So here a block might be handy. You can rest your palms or your forearms on the block if you need to. Feel that lovely stretch in the lower back. Inhale, exhale deeply. Inhale, press into the fingertips, turn the toes out and the heels in, tuck the buttocks under, and you're coming up into your goddess squat. So keep your hands on your hips here because we're going to do a twist. Inhaling, drawing one shoulder towards the other knee. Exhale there. Inhale to the center and exhale to twist. Then come back up again. Tuck the tailbone, open the chest. From here, we're coming into warrior two. So adjust the left foot and the right foot, turn the right toes out. So you've got heel or heel arch alignment. Shoulders stacked over hips. Inhale, exhale, go a little deeper into your warrior two. Number of options here. We're coming into extended side angle. Forearm comes down towards the thigh. Left arm comes over. You can drop your fingertips towards the floor if you want to, or you can bind. So again, if the strap's handy, you can use the strap to bind here. Hold in the bind or work in the bind with your strap, or stay in warrior two or Utthita Konasana. Or those of you who want to, bring the left foot to the front of your mat so that both feet are parallel, keeping that bind. And what's important to remember here, I'm going to change my angle so you can see me, is that the bound leg is the one that lifts. So lift the heel on the bound leg, straighten what was your back leg, or you can keep a deep bend in it. Use your abdominal muscles, tuck your tailbone. Start to focus on your balance and come up to standing if you can. This is bird of paradise, Svagha Dvijasana. If you want to go further, press your inner thigh against your tricep, find your ekagrati or balance point. Inhale here and exhale and see about straightening the leg. To come out of it, inhale, draw the leg back down, hopefully as elegantly as you went into it. Bring the toes to the floor. Your standing leg is your back leg. So press that bound leg into the mat. We're here, remember, and then float that standing leg, the left leg, back into your warrior two. So if you stayed in warrior two, or if you stayed in extended side angle, come back into warrior two now. Reset here. Inhale, take your left arm up and over, frame your right foot and go through your vinyasa. So my regulars, you know what to do. If you're relatively new, follow me. We come into plank. From plank, we drop down to knees, chest and chin, keeping the bottom high. We inhale through to cobra. We exhale to downward facing dog. Stretch out your downward facing dog, bottoms high, wrists light, press into the fingertips. Then inhale, draw your right leg to the front of your mat, back in lunge. Exhale, bring your left foot to join it. Inhale up and over. Exhale, hands to your heart center. We go on the left. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, Utkatasana. Inhale, hands to chest. Exhale, revolve to your left. Watch your right knee popping forward. Tuck the tailbone as much as you can. Move your weight into your left foot. Inhale and float your right foot back into a revolve lunge. This is a wobbly moment, especially if you've got a very spongy mat. Draw your inner thighs together. Bring your right heel down and come into revolved triangle. Hold. Inhale, transition through warrior one. And then exhale to come into that wide stance. Again, I'm going to pop round to the other side. Inhale here and exhale, come down with a flat back. This time we're going to send the arms out to the side, clasp them behind if your shoulder's okay, and take the hands up overhead as we come down. Inhale, bring the hands down, tuck the tailbone under, lift the chest, adjust the feet, toes out, heels in, find that squat again. Take the arms out to the side, right arm underneath, left arm on top, eagle arms. Exhale, come more deeply into your goddess. Keep the knees turning out. Inhale, open the arms, left arm underneath, right arm on top, or whichever arm you didn't do last time. Exhale. Inhale, stretch out, adjust the feet, ready for warrior two. Exhale. Inhale, extended side angle. Exhale here or reach around for the bind. So your left leg is bound now. Open your chest, press through the blade of your right foot. Stay here if you want to, if you don't fancy bird of paradise. Otherwise, move your right foot forward. Your right foot now becomes your standing leg. Your bound leg is the one that lifts. Engage your abdominals. Find your focus. Keep that standing leg bent or straighten. Keep the bound leg bent or straighten. Bird of paradise resembles a tropical flower of that name. It literally means Svaga is heaven. Dvijasana means twice born. A bird is also said to be twice born, once as an egg and then born again as it hatches. So sometimes this is called born again pose. Inhale, float that leg down. Bring the heel down and the standing leg becomes your back leg again. So adjusting back into your bound side angle, releasing to extended side angle, and then coming into warrior two. Inhale, exhale, warrior two, go through your flow. Arm comes up, back heel lifts, we're in low lunge. Press through your lunge into your plank, hold your breath here. If it's in your practice, take chaturanga to upward dog. Otherwise, ashtangasana, knees, chest, chin. Bhujangasana, cobra. Wrap your shoulders back and down, look down. Exhale to your downward facing dog. Stay here for a couple of breaths. Press your buttocks high to the ceiling. Try and get your heels down. Stretch out of your fingertips to make your wrists light. Head and shoulders release. Then inhale, come onto all fours. And exhale, sit your bottom back on your heels in child's pose. And breathe. Coming forward onto your belly now. Drop your brow down to the mat. Have your hands under your shoulders. Actually, no, have your hands a little bit further forward. Come into Sphinx pose. So draw your belly forward, draw your chest forward and your belly up from the mat as you tuck your tailbone under. Drawing your hands to press into them, feel like you're clawing the mat back, and that will help you bring your chest forward. Sphinx. If you want to go a little bit further and try Shalabhasana, then locust pose, then bring your brow down, take your hands down, press them into the mat by your sides, draw your toes together and lift your chest. Option is to lift your toes and press them together. Further option is to clasp your hands and open your chest as you lift your toes and your hands. We're nearly out of time, so if you want to hold it a little bit longer, then do so. Exhaling from whichever posture you're in, pressing up, coming back into your child's pose. Inhale, come forward onto all fours. Cross your feet at the ankles, roll back over your feet. Send your feet out in front. In Dandasana, we'll do one quick round of Yak Mat Paschimottanasana. We inhale, take the arms over. We release down to the floor if you can. Stretch the arms up and over. Inhale up, fingertips lightly draw up, and we fold Paschimottanasana. Stay here or come down to the mat the same way, and then release into Shavasana. So it is now 8 o'clock. If you have to rush off, we started 2 minutes late. So if you've got 2 minutes, treat yourself to Shavasana. Let the feet flop open, let the hands flop open to the sides. Calm the mind. Observe your nostrils. Is the air coming in equally through both? So all of these pranayama techniques engage the mind with the breath. Some of them might seem a bit alien to you, a bit foreign, a bit strange. But all the time your mind is caught up in following your breath. Your mind is focused. Your mind is focused on a bodily function. And not any bodily function either. The life force as it enters and leaves your body. So this works powerfully to calm the mind. Remember the purpose of yoga according to Patanjali? Chitta vritti nirodha, the calming of the restless fluctuations of the mind, the vritti. I hope you're able to stay here for a little longer. Whether you are or whether you've got to dash off, I hope you'll have a successful day and a joyful week. And I hope that you'll join me again next week. Namaste.